Hi there, Fix That Car here. Ever wondered what the mechanism that drives the windscreen wipers on your car looks like? Well, here is one. The reason I've taken this off is that my wipers stopped halfway across the windscreen, and with a bit of encouragement they started working again, but they then were working very slowly. What I tried to do is put some oil at the top of the shafts here and here. That didn't work, so I then took the whole mechanism off, and I've discovered that there's a casting here that's cracked. This particular shaft was completely corroded, more cracking here, and a bush at the base of this shaft, when I took it off, I broke it. So the solution I'm going for is to replace the whole mechanism, which I have here. So I'll go through those steps in a moment. Just before I do that, I'll just run through how things are connected. What you'll see on the very outside is a cover, something like that. If you lift that off, you'll find a nut that holds the wiper arm in place. Once you've removed that, you'll need a puller to pull that off the spline joints. And if you then take the mechanism off, there's also a rubber cover as well. If you take the mechanism off, you'll find this shaft is held in place with a circlip, a washer, and probably a rubber O-ring to try and keep the moisture out. It doesn't work that well, and as you can see here, there's corrosion at the base of that, and there was quite a lot of corrosion at the base of that. The other joints, these little sort of ball joints, are fine. I've sprung one open here and it's perfectly okay. As I do the swap, it's going to be important that I get the motor on in exactly the same position it's on here. This is in the rest position. And if you notice here, there's some markings. There's one for right-hand drive and one for left-hand drive, and there's a spacer. So that arm needs to be between those two spaces for right-hand drive. There's nothing on my replacement unit, it's just a pattern unit, but I will do everything I can to try and get that in the same place. First thing to do is to spring this arm off. There we go, that wasn't too hard. Then hold the motor arm in position whilst I'm undoing the centre nut there. I'm just going to loosen that because I think I'll have to use a puller on that. Then remove these 3 bolts here. Should then be possible to manoeuvre the motor with the arm through the hole. Then I should be able to get a puller onto the centre spigot to remove this arm. So off with these 3 bolts. And sure enough, it separates from the unit. Next thing to do is to get this arm off. Taking the arm off with a puller wasn't successful, so what I resorted to is clamping the arm in a vise and using a drift, which has worked very well. It's nice and loose. So that nut can now be taken off and the arm's away. So with the new linkage, I've marked where I want the arm with 2 pencil lines. So I bolt the motor in place with the bolts I've taken off the other linkage. Then place the arm where I want it. I need to just slide the nut in at the same time. Get it in exactly the right position and tighten up. After that, the unit's ready to be fitted back into the car. There's a little rubber grommet that is a slide fit, and there are 2 bolts and all the jiggery pokery with the plastic shroud, and the job's done. Thank you for watching.